Lexus calls the RX the epitome of luxury, versatility, and performance. Today, 5 things that I learned from my full week of driving, 5 things that stood out, 5 takeaways, 5 things I think you might find interesting in this 2018 Lexus RX 350L. Let's get started. Number 1 is the L, which stands for longer. This vehicle is 4.3 inches longer than the standard 350, but same wheelbase, longer to accommodate for not 2, but 3 rows of seating. First time ever for the RX to have 3 rows of seating. This has 6 and 7 passenger configurations. We have the 7. And to help with headroom, they've made the tailgate window steeper, a steeper angle to give you more headroom in the 3rd row. I'll give you examples of that in a second. There are 3, possibly 4 different ways to open the lift gate depending on what options you have. There's a push button just left the steering wheel. There's a button here on the key fob. You can press and hold that. There's a button directly below the Lexus logo. The 4th way is an optional way, and that is a hands-free liftgate option. If you have the key fob on your person somewhere in the pocket, if you put your hand over the Lexus logo, it'll come up automatically. We don't have that option on here, but it's a pretty cool thing to have. So I'm going to hold this down. It'll pop open, and we can get started with the cargo volume. Now, there are 3 rows, so behind here, you're looking at about 7.5, 7.4 cubic feet of volume. Not a lot, but it's something you can work with. There's some storage just below here, so you can put your tonneau cover. You also have a jack kit there. Now, to fold these down, it's kind of cool what they've done here. So the button's over here. I'm going to press them. This is going to close up. It raises a little bit, slides forward, drops down, and then kind of pulls back a little bit to slide and hide away. It's really interesting how they've done that because, again, you're only 4.3 inches longer, but they're giving you a 3rd row. Pretty cool. So now you're looking at about 23 cubic feet of volume behind the 2nd row, which is still 4.5 cubic feet longer than the standard RX 350. Now, if you fold down that middle row, you can get about 58 cubic feet of volume, and that folds flat as well. One more time, watch how the back seat comes up when you press the buttons to put it back into its upright position. Just watch how they've configured this and engineered the seating. So now it lifts up, raises up, slides forward a little bit, comes flat, and then comes back into its upright position. Number 2, engine and performance, fuel economy. That's kind of 3 things, but that's my number 2. We're looking at a 3.5 liter V6 made to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 290 horses, 263 pound-feet of torque, same as last year, so no big deal there. Fuel economy, there's a front wheel and an all-wheel drive. Fuel economy is 19 city, 26 highway, and the front wheel drive, the all-wheel drive, which we have here, 18 and 25. I've been getting about 22 miles per gallon in mixed driving, so above Lexus's estimate of 21. So I'm very happy with that. If you were so inclined, 0 to 60 right around 8 seconds flat. That's pretty cool. For 2018, there's also a hybrid version. Actually, they had a hybrid version last year, but in the L version, they also have a gas and hybrid version. So if you wanted to go with a 450H, you can get it at the L, so a little bit longer in that capacity. So there you go. It's not one of my 5 things, but just so you know, 18-inch wheels are standard, 20s are optional, and we have 20s in our tester. My number 3 learnings or takeaways is a 3rd row reality check. We'll first do a backseat legroom and headroom in the middle row. So this is what it looks like if you're 5'11", 100 pounds, and you're sitting right here behind the passenger seat. That works out okay. Headroom is good. Right here is definitely indent in the roof line. Now, access to the 3rd row is simple enough. You got a couple of options. You can lift this lever here and slide forward. You can lift the lever, lift a tab right here. It folds flat like that. But we'll go ahead and just slide forward. Okay. Now I'll step in. Oh boy. All right. Bring this forward to a point. There's some play right here, but of course, every time you slide it back or forward, you're going to sacrifice leg room for the person in front or behind you. So this, my friends, is not adult friendly. This is really reserved for kids. I actually haven't, this is not all the way back. It's not snapping in place just yet. I'm not a big guy, but look at this. Now, statistically speaking, when it comes to legroom, really lacking here versus its competition. You got about 23.5 inches, they say, of legroom in the 3rd row of the 350L compared to the MDX, which has 4.5 more inches. The Audi Q7 has 5.5 more inches, and my favorite, the XC90, has 8.5 more inches for legroom in the third row. So really a challenge if you want to utilize this for passengers. Again, it's going to be reserved for kids. I'm going to go handheld for my fourth learning or revelation this week, and that is about warning tones. So sometimes when you're in a car, you'll hear a warning tone if a door is ajar, or if your seatbelt's not on, maybe not you, but the passenger's not on, or you might have some luggage that creates a weight sensor and the car thinks someone's in the passenger seat and their seatbelt's not on, or maybe you have an infant car seat back there and the seatbelt's not clipped in. Well, that's one thing. So I put the car, I started it up, and I'm hearing this tone. So where is this tone coming from? All the doors are closed, everyone's strapped in. So I'm going around the car, I'm going, what the heck is this noise? So I'm going, what is it? Let me check in the back here just for one more time, just to see what's going on, because I'm hearing these tones. The tone is still there. Everyone is buckled in, and I'm looking, and somehow I bumped the seat when we were adjusting it. And if you see here, it says, or it reads, a sensor will go on if this seat is also ajar. So I put it back into its upright position, and the tone went away. So be careful if it's just in the off position, it's not quite flush where it should be, because you'll have a tone and it will annoy the heck out of you. So make sure these are perfectly set and the tone will go away. Well, there will be a tone when you close the liftgate. There you go. That is my number 4 learning or takeaway that you can learn from as well. And the fifth and final thing I'll share with you is the cabin infotainment system and some safety things that stood out to me. Push button start, watch the steering wheel. It will adjust telescopically. We have a 12.3-inch infotainment screen up here. This whole system is an extra $3 grand or so. I'll give you the base Msrp a little bit later, but these are some add-ons to it. We had a little discussion about why they still have an analog clock. Interesting that they do. This little mouse pad dial here, still a bit of a challenge. I'm getting used to it with the more Lexus vehicles I get to test and drive, but when I move this, you'll see up here a little cursor that goes around. And I was using the menu because I have my phone hooked up to it right now. So if I go up to the media and press media, I can go to my phone, and I have my phone hooked up, and I'm listening to a podcast on my phone. So there you go, that's kind of cool. Steering wheel mounted controls, you've got lane departure, there's an adaptive radar cruise control, Bluetooth over here on the left-hand side, button to the left over here for the lift gate. There is a, pop it in the reverse, check this out, I like this, 360-degree camera. So you can see all around the car here, and straight up backup camera. We've got heated and ventilated seats, which is really good because right now it says 64, but it was 90 degrees a couple of days ago on my road trip. There's drive modes here, eco, normal, and sport. Cruise control under here, which is good. I didn't see a heads-up display, unfortunately, but in your instrument cluster, you have everything you want to see, and I'm averaging, there you go, 22.7 in mixed driving. Everything else is what you see in the 350. All we're doing with the L is making it longer. So if you're familiar with the 350 RX, this is the same setup. It's super calm, super quiet in here, very comfortable. Love the leather. And USB port is in here. There's 2 of them in here. There's also 2 back there, so 4 total in the car. Cup holders. Yeah, standard stuff. Good. I hope that gives you a little bit of a sampling or taste of what the interior is, some of the safety with the radar cruise control, lane departure, steering. It'll keep you lane assist. So if you're driving outside the lanes while you're on the highway, this will keep you within the lanes. So really decent safety. I mean, you have to expect that in 2018. So the base MSRP here on this 2018 Lexus RX 350L luxury crossover is around $49,000. It's a lot of money, got a lot of great qualities to it, and I hope the 5 things I share with you will be helpful in your research process for your new car. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the loan Lexus. We'll see you next time. Adios. Hey guys, it's Dave. I just want to say thanks once again for supporting Everyman Driver and watching my videos. Can you do me a small favor? The next time you're in the market for a new or used car, and want to schedule a test drive or just want to get a really great price quote from a dealership of your choice in your zip code, click on the link below and fill out a short form. It's car.show/everyman driver. Now it's totally free to you and there's no obligation whatsoever to buy or lease anything. It's just a quick and easy way for you to help support my work and keep this channel going. There's also a free phone number, 844-765-0610, and you can talk to a car segment specialist for car shopping advice and direction. That call is also free to you. The link again, car.show/everyman driver. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again.